Hello and welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world's most epic myths and legends. Today, we're journeying to the icy, brutal, and fascinating lands of the ancient Norse. They count down the 5 most powerful and terrifying monsters ever imagined. These aren't just your average beasts. These are primal forces of chaos, entities so powerful they threaten the very gods themselves. Norse mythology is filled with incredible creatures, but these 5 stand apart. They are the titans of destruction, the harbingers of doom, and the ultimate challenges to the divine order of the Aesir gods. Our ranking is based on a few key things: raw physical strength, their cosmic significance, the role they play in the apocalyptic event known as Ra, and their ability to threaten the very fabric of the universe. We'll be drawing from the most ancient sources, like the Poetic and Prose Eddas, to bring you the definitive list. So, get ready, as we count down from 5 to 1, revealing the creature that even the Allfather Odin could not escape. Kicking off our list at number 5 is Ni Hggr, the Malice Striker. Imagine a colossal terrifying dragon, its scales as black as the void, dwelling in the deepest, darkest roots of a world tree, Yggdrasil. This isn't just any dragon. Ni Hggur's entire existence is dedicated to a single, malevolent purpose: to gnaw relentlessly at the roots that hold the 9 worlds together. It represents a slow, creeping decay, a corrosion from within that threatens the entire cosmos. As if that wasn't grim enough, Ni Hggr also presides over the shores of Anestiar and in Niflheim, the realm of ice and mist. There, it feasts upon the corpses of murderers, adulterers, and oathbreakers, embodying a form of eternal, hellish punishment. During Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, Ni Hggr finally breaks free from the underworld. It takes to the skies, its massive wings carrying the corpses of the damned over the final battlefield. Its power isn't in direct, glorious combat against the gods. Instead, its strength lies in its persistence, its role as an agent of eternal decay. After the world is consumed by fire and floods, Ni Hggr is one of the few beings prophesied to survive, continuing its existence in the new world that emerges. This makes it a fundamental force of entropy. But because it doesn't directly take down any major gods, it lands at the bottom of our top 5. Coming in at number 4 is a being of truly immense scale: Ymir, the first being and the ancestor of all frost giants. Ymir wasn't born in the conventional sense. He was formed in the primordial void of Gine, where the searing heat from the fiery realm of Muspelheim met the freezing ice of Niflheim. From this cataclysmic fusion of opposites, Ymir emerged a being of pure, chaotic, and untamed elemental power. He was so vast that entire races of giants were born from the sweat of his body. Ymir represents the raw, formless chaos that existed before creation. So, why isn't he number 1? Well, despite his foundational power, Ymir's story ends relatively early. Before the world as we know it existed, the first gods Odin and his brothers Vili and Visa Ymir, and the endless stream of giants he produced as a threat. In a legendary battle, they managed to slay the primordial giant. But his death was not an end. It was a beginning. The gods used his colossal corpse to create the universe. His flesh became the earth, his blood the oceans and rivers, his bones the mountains, and his skull was raised to become the dome of the sky. Ymir's strength is undeniable. Entire world is literally made from him, but because he was defeated before the age of heroes and gods truly began, and doesn't participate in Ragnarok, he can't be ranked higher than the active destroyers on our list. Now, we crack into the top 3 with a true force of apocalyptic destruction: Surtur, the Lord of Muspelheim. Surtur is a fire giant, the ruler of the primordial realm of eternal flame. From the very beginning of time, he has stood guard at the border of his fiery kingdom, wielding a sword that burns brighter than the sun. The prophecies say that this sword is destined for one purpose: to incinerate the world. For ages, Surtur waits, his presence a constant, burning threat on the edge of the cosmos. When Ragnarok finally arrives, Surtur's time comes. He leads the legions of fire giants, the sons of Muspel, across the Bifrost Bridge, shattering the rainbow path to Asgard under their fiery march. On the battlefield of Ygritte, Surtur confronts the noble and powerful god Freyr. Though Freyr fights valiantly, he had previously given away his own magic sword, and he is no match for Surtur's flaming blade. Surtur cuts him down, marking one of the first major divine casualties of the war. But his work isn't done. After the major battles have been fought, Surtur unleashes the full might of his power. He swings his sword and sets all of existence ablaze, burning the world tree Yggdrasil and engulfing all 9 worlds in an unstoppable inferno. He is the ultimate agent of cosmic renewal through destruction. The only reason he isn't higher is that while he destroys everything, he doesn't personally kill the absolute highest tier gods, a feat reserved for our top 2. Our runner-up, at number 2, is one of the most famous monsters in all of mythology, Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent. A child of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboa, Jormungandr was feared by the gods from birth. Odin, seeing the immense danger the serpent posed, cast him into the great ocean that encircles Midgard, the world of humanity. But Jormungandr grew to such a monstrous size that he could wrap his body around the entire world and bite his own tail. He became the ultimate symbol of the inescapable, cyclical nature of existence, forever holding the world in his coils. His sheer power is legendary. The god Thor, his eternal arch-nemesis, once went on a fishing trip with the giant Hymir and, using an ox head as bait, actually managed to hook the world's serpent. Thor pulled with all his godly might, and the struggle was so intense that his feet broke through the bottom of the boat and braced against the ocean floor. He was about to smash Jormungandr's head with his hammer Muglaelnir when the terrified Hymir cut the line, allowing the serpent to sink back into the depths. At Ragnarok, Jormungandr finally releases his tail, rising from the sea and thrashing with such fury that he causes massive floods and spews his deadly venom across the sky and earth. He meets Thor for their final, fateful battle. Thor, the strongest of the gods, manages to kill the colossal serpent, but not before being sprayed with its lethal poison. After his victory, Thor takes 9 steps before succumbing to the venom and falling dead. Jormungandr is one of only 2 creatures capable of killing a top-tier god, earning him the number 2 spot. And now, at number 1, the most powerful, most feared, and most destructive monster in all of Norse mythology, the great wolf Fenrir. Like Hota, Jormungandr Fenrir is a son of Loki, and from the moment he was born, the gods knew he was destined for terrible things. Prophecies foretold that Fenrir would bring about the death of Odin, the all-father and king of the gods. As the wolf grew at an alarming rate, his strength becoming more terrifying by the day, the gods knew they had to restrain him. They tried twice with massive chains, but Fenrir shattered them with ease. Finally, they turned to the dwarves, who forged a magical ribbon called Glee. It looked thin and silken, but it was made from impossible things, like the sound of a cat's footfall and the breath of a fish. Fenrir was suspicious. He agreed to be bound only if one of the gods would place their hand in his mouth as a show of good faith. Only the brave god of war, Tyr, stepped forward. When Fenrir found he could not break Gleipnir, he snapped his mighty jaws shut, severing Tyr's hand. The gods chained the wolf to a rock deep within the earth, but they all knew this was only a temporary solution. At the dawn of Ragnarok, Fenrir finally breaks his bonds. He charges onto the battlefield, his lower jaw scraping the earth and his upper jaw touching the sky, swallowing everything in his path. He makes straight for Odin. In the climax of the gods' struggle, Fenrir fulfills the prophecy and swallows the Alfatha whole, ending the reign of the king of Asgard in a single, brutal moment. Though Odin's son, Vidar, avenges his father by tearing the wolf's jaws apart, the damage is done. Fenrir's ability to kill the chief of the gods, the embodiment of inescapable fate, and primal, untamable fury, makes him without a doubt the strongest and most significant monster in Norse mythology. And that's our list. From the slow decay of Nietshigia to the world-ending hunger of Fenrir, these monsters show us that in the Norse worldview, chaos is always lurking, and even the gods cannot escape their destiny. What do you think of our ranking? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into ancient myths. See you next time.